Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Open Chat number 83. Um, Kind of had some time today and hadn't done an open chat in a while. So, uh, I went ahead and got some stuff out of the way early this morning, did some work, took a shower, daughter clocked back in after recess. And I said, all right, man, we got a little bit of time. We can chop it up for a bit before I get busy later. I got to go and pick up my engine, the engine for my cart, man, finally. Um, I had to get it repaired, and that was kind of like one of those I'll get to it when I get to it type of deals. So I want to go ahead and just get to it. Get the cart finished. I'm tired of it sitting in my garage looking the way it looks. I want to get it done, and maybe get it out on the track and make some content for you guys on that, man. I haven't done any track footy in a long time. I mean, sim, but no actual cart footage in quite some time. Um, Hey, Sir Obadiah, what's going on, man? If there's anyone listening, can you press 2 if my voice and the music in the background sounds good? Anyone? Just let me know. I'm using different headphones, so every time I switch headphones, man, it like I have to like dial the sound in right. Um, Another thing too, I'm actually playing a beat tape off of my label. This is my production partner Kev's One. This is just like a beat tape he slapped together. Oh man, a couple years ago, a few years ago. No music. This is terrible. Oh no! Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. What the heck is going on? Don't don't you do this to me? Don't you do this to me? Okay, we're gonna try this again. Let me know if you guys hear something now. Two, if you hear something. Anything. No? Nada? I don't see any comments. Do you guys hear me? Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. Man. All right, dude, you know, it's cool because it's only like 3 minutes in. It'd been different. We like 20 minutes in. I just rambled. And then it was like, yo, I don't hear shit. All right, cool, cool, cool. Bet. All right, so, okay, cool, man. I'm glad we caught that. I'm glad we caught that shit. You know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to just, man, maybe I'm just going to take the time tomorrow, man. Maybe I'll just put 2 hours together and just mess with that OBS shit and see if I can figure it out, man. Maybe that's what I'm going to do. Because, yeah, I don't know, man. StreamYard just be on one. Okay, so like I was saying, man, this is my Brody's beat tape, man. This is off my label right here. Like all this shit is on my channel. I have a playlist from my Artisan Rep Digimedia label, and it's basically our whole entire back catalog. And if you go to our actual website, our Bandcamp page, we don't like so the shit that's not actually up that's available on Bandcamp is the stuff I actually have on YouTube. So I just do it up there, man. You know, so people can hear it because a lot of that shit is hidden. So all right, cool. Yeah, man. So this is gonna be kind of like an open chop up. Hold on a second.
Into the darkness where the shadows quietly speak. Night after night, week after week, the man in the factory works with no
I mean, you know, I try to stay above the fray when it comes to like, you know, stuff that goes on at other places of YouTube. You know, so but yeah, you know, we haven't had an open chop up over here. You know, really, I've just been trying to focus on like, I gotta spark the car talk up again because I had audio issues on that one, but I need to cover that docket because there was a black supercar maker who is receiving some funding from Master P and his son Romeo, so they're like his backers. And I wanted to cover his supercar, the new Mercedes One hypercar. What I need to add to the docket is something that came across the wire. I just found out about it this morning. Ferrari is going to create a hypercar. Okay, they are going to create a hypercar, and then they're going to be entering it into the WEC hypercar class to compete against like Mercedes, Toyota. Trying to remember who else was going to be Bugatti. Trying to remember who else. So, because the interesting thing about Ferrari is that they haven't won Le Mans, like the overall class in Le Mans since like 1973. The only thing that they've been winning at Le Mans was like their class, the class that they're running, right? So it'll be like GT3 or something, you know, with the 458 Italia or something like that. But like an actual, like I remember they were running I think it was the SP333. It was an open cockpit prototype, but they never won with that car. You know, it was beautiful. It was a gorgeous car, but they never won with it. You know, they haven't won overall in Le Mans since like the early 70s. So the overall class now will be the hypercar class. That's the top class now in endurance racing. So now that they're back into the fray, you know, we're going to see if we get some interesting developments here. As an NFT, I need to look into that. I need to look into that. I mean, I need to look into it for my own label's sake. Had a conversation with, I won't, well, let's just say, you know, once we get the final steps done on these other two companies, right? Because we kind of have everything all set up the way it needs to get set up now. So once that'll be towards the end of the month, and then we'll circle back around to the label, because we did kind of bring it into the fold of the holdings company. So we're basically rebooting the label with a different business model with it. So, but that's all I want to say about that right now. There's a lot, dude. There's a lot going on, man. So it's like priority. But I've heard about like crypto art, NFTs, and all this other crazy stuff. So I can only put so much brain space, right, in so many different places. And in all honesty, right now, outside of just, you know, my child, micro transport is what's eating up my attention. You know, because it's what I have basically invested in, and you know, it's sort of like I have everything. It was just COVID really just do a monkey wrench in a lot of shit. That and some other, well, not other things, but mainly COVID. Otherwise, I think we'd have kind of already been sort of like on the ground already. There's derailment of the reset. There's derailment on the you know, here's the thing, Sir Badawi. You know what, man? I gotta let them go. I got, you know, this thing, man. This is 3.0, dude. I gotta let people have. Let them have it. Gotta let them have it, man. Yeah, it's really nothing. Yeah, I gotta let them have it, dude. Yeah, because like I said, man, I've already been there with the you know, happy marriage and everything, so I don't have much to say. Yeah, you're all good, bro. It's just that I don't really have much to. That's why I do the Sapio shit, because it's kind of like I know it works, right? So the only thing really that makes sense for me in my mind to do is to talk about what's worked. Take or leave what I'm saying, only thing I can tell you is that it's worked. That's why I specifically talk about it in the detail that I talk about it in. Complaining about, I'll tell you, it doesn't make sense to talk about specifically like people who aren't compatible with you, because that's my takeaway. It's like if you have constant complaints about another person, perhaps you guys shouldn't be interacting or interfacing. Give me a second. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Allergy season, yay! Dude, we hit like 80 degrees twice this week. And I think we'll be doing about 77, 78 later today. So that's why it's like I want to go get my engine, get back, and then charge the scooters up. I think me and my baby cakes, we're gonna head out for a nice little scooter ride this afternoon. We'll probably roll about I don't know, we'll do like maybe like 7 miles. We'll just do like seven miles. We're just gonna roll around, man. Hit the grocery store and then roll on back. Dude, my daughter's badass, dude. She's down for the ride, bro. She'll just get on. She rolls the same thing I roll, a Xiaomi M365. I just have her use eco mode, so she's only doing about 12 miles an hour, but she's rolled it on sport mode. I just don't want her doing it. Over 60s in Georgia. Yeah, weather's starting to break, man. It always breaks here in California first. In the specific area where I'm at, it breaks early, dude. Usually like February, and it did. Like it broke like last month. We hit like 80 degrees. Like it was like maybe like on the 24th or the 25th of February. I was loving it, man. I was soaking the sun, bro. I'm a warm weather guy, man. I just born and raised here. I'm not gonna be able to get away from it. I did 3 years in Chicago. I love that. I love Chicago. I hate the snow. I hate cold weather, man. Just can't do it. Known to be late. I want y'all to get a taste of the lyricism, man. We was dropping on our label. Bankruptcy.
Feeling small like Mugsies. Can somebody just give me a hug, please? If my Grammy were alive, what would she say? Black waves of nausea, my feet ache for Pete's sake.
How much heat can this beat take?
Stop cooking yourself, man. You're making a mistake.
Fuego beats, homie. 1, 2.
I remember broken faces, cracked open like bases.
Massive amounts of stress on a regular basis.
Ready to stab strangers, woken up abrupt from the morning on.
Life was corrupt.
I was stuck with a mom who had a thing for addicts. Trash in the back was
Peace, Art.
It was food stamps before EBT, plastics, and drunks were up all night with music blasting.
Social service took the pictures and left. I was hid behind the curtains when they pulled up like guests.
But I guess
if that's the scenery was alright
in the shack,
at least was a shelter at night. Yo, if my uncle were alive,
what would he say? Pull up your pants, you punk, and don't be fake for Pete's sake.
How much heat can this beat take? Stop.
What's good, Sir Obadiah?
You're making a mistake.
Go on, man.
I just throw some of this fire out here, man.
Yeah.
People think we think we're a joke with this music shit.
Yeah.
We're wizard level with it.
Yeah, I just wanted to just stop by.
All of it. What's going on, G?
Yeah. I've been on a few panels that was interesting, I think, couple of days, and I never would have thought I was gonna get on Kuda's panel, and he was upset what I said about a MOT in the chat. I said, dude, let that go, man. And then I think I saw one of his videos and called my man a lunatic, and I was like, oh hell, but here we go.
Man, listen, man, all I gotta say is, dude, as far as the brain trust goes, man, we stay above the fray. You know what I mean? It's like I can't really account for the conversations that are had that don't involve me. You know what I mean? It just, that's where I'm very select about what I choose. I don't spend my time, like if I'm on YouTube, I don't spend all of the time on YouTube listening to like manosphere shit, dude. I'm usually listening to like stuff that I can then turn around and bring back and report on the brain trust, dude. Most of my feed
Yeah.
is technology stuff. It's motorsports, racing. It's all that kind of shit. Sim racing.
Yeah.
You know, I get those alerts, dude. I don't get a whole lot of alerts from Manosphere stuff. You know.
No, I don't either. My
Yeah.
my stuff is diverse. Mine's like news, politics, what's going on. Some of it, the outside world, with tech, how it changes, the money system,
Yeah, I mean that's
and
my
yeah,
feed's full of all that shit. Oh, let me just
yeah.
shout out some people, man. Let's see, we got Black to Film. Hey, what Black to Film? I'm gonna email you. I have an idea for the next Afrofuturism live stream, and I'm thinking Sunday. Like I got a cannabis one to do, and then I think we'll do an Afrofuturism one on Sunday. But I want to go there because I've actually been getting a lot of Afrofuturism content in my feed lately, oddly enough. So some of it I've actually kind of dug into. A lot of it had to do with more like fashion aesthetic and shit. And then there was some that were like interviews with like college professors and stuff, right? Interviewing like black comic book artists and stuff like that. So that has some interesting stuff in it. So I think we want to cover maybe a couple things like that. We were going to cover Sun Ra as basically sort of like viewing him as like the Godfather, if you will.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put a little docket item together, Black. So I'll hit you on the email with that. Art, what's going on, good brother? Peace. JBA, you said I love to hear you work. Man, you know what? I've always felt that way about Razzcast. Bro, you on it, man. And see, the thing is that when he was with Western Hemisphere, it was Bird. Let's see, it was Bird, Thayod, and Mean Green that was producing for him at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Maybe I should pull up a couple tracks and play the shit that he was on. But all his underground stuff before he signed to Priority, it was produced by like independent LA producers. I just gave you 3 of them in his crew: Bird, Thayod, and Mean Green. Mean Green used to also spit too. He used to rap too. But they had a sound. Western Hemisphere had a sound, and Razzcast fit that sound perfect. And when he signed to Priority, like I think Bird had a couple tracks on that on the Soul on Ice album. I think he had a couple. I'm trying to remember who else. Maybe Mean Green now. I'd have to look at the track. I know Bird had a couple though. Matter of fact, I want to say, did Bird do Miami Life? I want to say Bird did Miami Life actually. I'd have to look that up. Yeah, Richard, what's going on? Peace. His best produced songs are that's true too. Yep, that's true. Actually, Diamond D
from
Diamond D was
okay.
yeah. Matter of fact, do you let me dig that track up because that track is butter as fuck, dude. I ain't heard it in a minute. Okay, so Diamond D, it was Razzcast, Diamond D, this one chick, and trying to remember, they were called the Fantastic Four, and they got this joint that Diamond D produced called, I think it's called Wrong Place. Man, that joint is gutter as fuck, dude. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. Hold up. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it, and then after, because this beat tape is almost. Oh, and let me drop the link for y'all. Y'all wanna check it out. This is my bro Kev's one. If y'all digging these sounds, man, we got stacks of this shit. We put the piece to your neck.
It was clean yesterday, and so hit it. Then we passed there around 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't remember.
Check it. We always want a piece, hope a piece, paint a piece, smoke a piece, ride
Hold
a piece,
up.
stroke a piece, drop angles and sides, release, hop, release, copper fleece, like how many stock increase. To play the corner like Chris Dorner, popping a piece. In Panorama, they bang hammers and Phillips slammers, Popo set you up like a diorama. On can the camera, ghetto grammar, black ebonics with them cans to clack. Matter of fact, the shit to track the homies dead.
Watch my back. All right, let's see here.
Molded in the beats,
See
niggas release some peaceful threats to come about the shit or catch a piece in your flesh. You rapping peace may not have any effect in the slums. When that babies are starving it, you only pay and that's crumbs.
Oh yeah, I just found it. I'm gonna play this one. I'm gonna play this one next.
Too many kids without male equality when our glory.
Yeah, cause yeah, JBA man. See, when you say stuff like that, that triggers my crate digging brain. Say Vernon. Oh, what's going on, Vernon? Peace, brother. Rich, what's going on, G? He said, yo, I really want to make anime for black men and boys, but I want that fixed-figure job also. I feel conflicted every couple of days.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Make the anime the six-figure job. Make it. First of all, man, if you really want to do it, dude, don't think six figures.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, because like the dudes who like do a bunch of dope shit like in anime, they do like crazy high level shit, dude. They're making way more than six figures, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like video game people, like
yeah,
Ubisoft
dude,
and them, they do art. Yeah, yeah. No, they almost billionaires. Yeah, kind of like Zuckerberg and them. They in Silicon Valley.
I mean, he's talking about like he wants to make the anime. I think he's talking about doing like animation itself. But I'm saying
that's easy. That's easy. Well, just like get with the artist that you know.
Start your he wants to make it, so start your own studio.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Because you'll never, as working for somebody, you're not gonna make the kind of money. You'll never make the kind of money you want to make working for somebody. So if you have like ideas for wait, hold on. So if you have ideas for something that you're trying to do, like you gotta like, I mean, that. I don't know, man. I'm not caught up on the six-figure shit like that, and I'll explain why, man. Hold up, let me just switch this up real quick. The reason why, man, is because I've done it at points in my life, and then there were times when I didn't, right? And my takeaway from it is that if you kind of hedge like your life's goals and successes on like something like six figures, quote unquote, right? Then let's just say the year that you don't make it, dude, like you're gonna feel like a damn failure. And and you're gonna always have this thought in your head that it's six figures. And the reality is that, dude, there's so many ways you can make six figures that you could do it with a five-figure job. Exactly. If you invest wisely and you don't spend if you don't spend like all crazy, and if you don't do all you can, if you make the right investments, you invest in something that you create, and then that starts making money for you. Now you have a second stream of income. There's so many ways to think about this stuff, that the problem here is it's like fucking 7 granules, dude, I swear. Anyway, hold on, I'm gonna play let me play this track, dude.
Damn,
here we go. This is for JBA right here.
Mentally, I'm trying to cope, cause financially I'm broke and can't afford a dime of smoke. But what I kind of hope is these cats stop fronting, sit your ass down and
read a motherfucking book or something.
John Doe, the flow is like fire. Acting like your raw niggas, your jaw, I'm a wire. Should've known better than step to the D-O-U-G-H with the flow. Nobody can see the beat. They gotta rock, spit like a Glock. And when it comes to ass, nigga, get a whole lot to be the winner. So when then you ready, step on your market, set, go the dough, flow like a jet of bets. A whole lot of bitches wanna know the reason. I fucks bust nuts, but
Razcast spits the last verse on this joint, and he smokes this shit. JBA wasn't lying, man. If Diamond D's blessing him with beats, it's over.
With the wrong rhyme, you better look outside, nigga. It's a long line, and it ain't a game, dude. You can't call mine. You in the wrong place at the wrong time. Fucking with the wrong MC with the wrong rhyme. You better look outside, nigga. It's a long line, and it ain't a game, dude. You can't call mine. Chronologically, my genealogy caused lobotomies. Continuing the odyssey, deciphering philosophies. Possibly questions of life are solved logically. Prodigies in a state of being exist consciously oblivious to the customs of the carnivorous. As medieval nights take flight, we stand chivalrous. Live in this world as wayfarers, sharers of our brothers' burdens. As precise as brain surgeons, ignite torches to realign forces. Remain cautious, these rough seas got a brother nauseous. Perhaps you in the wrong place at the wrong time.
See, I can't remember who this cat is right here.
The light shine. I write rhymes with intentions of climbing through dimensions and preparing myself for the ascension. For prevention, I shut down engines and wage vengeance on anyone in front of the engine.
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time, fucking with the wrong MC, with the wrong rhyme. You better look outside, nigga, it's a long line. And it ain't a game, dude, you can't call mine. You in the
Wrong place at the wrong time.
Fucking with the wrong MC, with the wrong rhyme. You better look outside.
Bobito.
And it ain't a game, dude, you can't
Haha.
call mine.
Father reps first whistle, you already
You already
out of
know,
bounds.
JVA
Dealing
shit.
with this lyrical
Now,
lord,
see,
all
now
around,
you
take
see,
all
man.
rappers
You know how your boy gets down, man. You already know how I get down. That's why I be saying, man, like cats, they got me twisted in the manosphere. Don't fuck around, call me a nerd, man. You don't know my background.
Especially in music.
Yeah, they don't know my background, dude.
Yeah, you have a music background. You explain it, and you know all these guys where you from. Like, damn, you know. But that just shows you the
I used to
diversity of the
do. I used to
manosphere.
distribute this shit. I was
Yeah.
a distributor for this fucking for Diamond D's label, dude.
Yeah,
That's why I know this shit.
yeah. People gotta understand the manosphere is so diverse with a lot of brothers, man. That's what the first 1.0 was about. You had your pro blacks, you had your former musicians and your engineers. It was a combination of brothers coming together. So look, we have a space. What you call
Hey,
it?
sir, but I,
Melder
my
Belt?
bad. Hey, I don't mean to cut you off, but this is Razcast's verse.
Oh,
This is what JBA is talking about.
okay, okay. I'll let you.
Dollars to my name. Don't play the game and waste your 5 minutes of fame on a money exchange. Let me explain. I'm trying to stack 7 digits via corporate picking. Call you a nigga faster than Texaco. Discussing our future check should flow with my agent over Moco Espresso in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Said it don't matter how lyrically you record show, how intellectual. Guess I need to start extorting magazine editors. Like the almighty
RSO.
It's all good, I don't ever hate a player. I'ma drop metaphors and leave my mark on the world like a meteor. Reality bites like bad blowjobs. The bitch is a lesbian. So how you married to the mob? George Burns is God, and Ronald McDonald was the Antichrist. Raz got sold like poltergeist. What?
Woo!
Listen,
Damn.
man. Now you know what JBA is talking about. You put
Yeah.
Razcast on some Diamond D shit. That's what you get right there.
Yeah, he killed that verse. I had to give
Yeah,
him on that
yeah,
one. I'm
yeah.
not big on him though, but that dude was fired back in the day.
Nah,
I
like,
have to
if
respect him.
Raz did
Yeah.
just whole joints, man, if he just fucked with like Diamond D and
Yeah,
like I said, man, he still like even the cats he was rocking with during the Western Hemisphere days, man, like
Mhm.
Bird and them, like they was giving him heaters.
yeah,
Yeah,
What's
they was
that-
they
what's
was
that?
sliding them heat rocks.
yeah. What's that video with Bunker TV did about the New York rappers with the man, what was their name? With the Helter Skelter. He mentioned that in the video and how they didn't go far, but they had a nice joint that I liked. I was like, damn, that was fire. That was back
Yeah,
in
they
the day.
did, but look at Sean Pete, man. He passed
Yeah.
away, man. You know,
Yeah.
some years back. You know, but they broke up.
Mhm.
Sean Pete blew up, and then he passed away. It was like maybe I think it was like 2010, 2011. It was some time ago. He passed away.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, man, that's my background, dude. Like that's where I come from, man. I was deep into like the indie music shit. Like with Black to Film, so we need to cover. We need to take over Dren. Take over Dren to new heights in the plot. Dren. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know what that is. But yeah, man. Just touching on Vernon. It's like nah, dude. It's like I said, man. There's multiple ways to skin a cat. There's multiple ways to get to 6-7 figures and all that. That's why I don't talk about that shit. It's like
What's the point? Yeah.
Well, no, it's just like you take money, you use money to make money. It's like duh.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, so what if I make 40K? So what, dude? It's like if I have an extra 500 a month to mess with, to play with, you know what I could do with that on a monthly basis? You know what I could turn that into? While I got my 40K? It's like people are just dumb, man.
And they are. It can add up to 100K if you really want it. It's really simple. You know.
Oh, wait. Nerd backwards.
Who put that in there?
Dren.
Oh, okay.
We need to
Dren.
take over Dren to new heights. See, here's the thing, man. You know, Black. I had an interesting exchange with, and shout out to her. I don't know if she checks this channel out or whatever, but Pure Butterfly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's cool, wacky,
cool,
yeah.
man. Yeah. She's a cool chick, right? And so, somebody in the chat referenced nerd or something, and I was just like, bro, like, okay, if you
That was
actually,
me on the panel. It was about Kuda, what he said about you, and he told me to come on the panel. He got upset. I criticized him in the MOT debate with Fantastic, and he saw my chat comment, and he said, I said he had style, but he had something else. He was upset about that. He got tight about
I
that.
mean, yeah, well, whatever the case, it was just the nerd term came up, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, that's not something I would call me.
Yeah. But he
Like,
got
if-
upset about the zero thing, and he asked me about
No,
that.
I
you
get
know,
all that.
like-
I get all that. No, I
yeah,
get all that.
yeah.
I was telling the
Yeah.
chick because
Oh,
what she
okay.
was saying was that, like, you know, well, I don't think there's anything wrong. Is this too loud? by
Oh,
the way?
yeah. No,
Can you guys-
no, you good.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I want to stay out of all that other shit because really,
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
kind of keep it on the whole nerd thing because it has to do with what Black the Film was saying. But is this too loud, y'all? Can you push like 3 if it's too loud? Push 3 if it's too loud. Because again, these earphones, the ones I'm using now, sound different than my other ones. Because my daughter's using my other ones because she doesn't like hers, but I can't use those. So yeah. Anyway, is it cool?
Oh, I know what you're saying about Pure. Yeah, she said something like that.
So it
on
is too
Wacky
loud.
Chat.
Wait. No, hold on. It is too loud.
Okay.
Hold on. There. Okay. That should be better. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, no, it has zero to do with all that other shit. I don't even want to go down that road. I'm talking more about the fact that, like, you know, when she said, well, no, I don't think it's a I don't think
Yeah, I
it's
know what you
a
mean.
bad term
Yeah.
or whatever. And I was just like, no, don't call me that shit.
And then you said something like, "Don't call me nice." You know, that was
Yeah, don't call
Wacky
me
Chat
nice.
talking about
Well,
that,
because
about the
nice
game
means,
thing. Yeah,
if you look the word up, nice means stupid. I don't know
yeah,
if people knew this. It means like stupid or ignorant.
yeah. Exactly.
Like, go look up the root or the origin of the word nice. It means stupid or ignorant. So don't call me a nice guy. Good is subjective, right?
Yeah,
So in the colloquial sense, don't call me a good guy. Don't call me a nerd. Right? My aptitude and what I know really didn't come from nerd shit.
mhm,
It came from music,
mhm.
like hip hop shit, street shit, distribution, all that kind of stuff, right? Vinyl records.
Can I tell you this? Humble, it's negative as well too, and that means if you're really humble, and some people say it's positive, but really it's negative. If you really look up the word,
No.
I think Gully TV, he broke it down. He said we never should, as Black people, we should never use the word humble, and because the other races they don't humble themselves in other cultures. And I said he's absolutely right. I looked it up myself. I said, well, damn.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
You know,
Nope.
but some people have a different way of looking at it.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Dude. Okay, I'm never gonna be arrogant and cocky with someone that I already know is superior to me. No, I know. Humble means being an effing loser. No, humble. Okay, you know what brashness will bring you? A guaranteed L. Like
I agree
it'll
with
bring
that.
it'll
I
bring
agree
you
with
a guaranteed hell no. Because I can tell you right now, racing. You talk all the shit you want. If somebody who's better funded than you has better equipment than you, can gather more data from, you know what you'll look like? You'll look like a fucking fool talking shit. You will look like a goddamn fool. You go up there, yeah, I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna quali pole, and then I'm gonna smoke you guys all the heat races, and I'm taking that main. I'm smoking you guys by a second. Okay, and then when it doesn't happen, I dare you to do that again. And then when it doesn't happen, I dare you to do it again. What'll happen is that you will become a pariah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're the guy that's gonna be like, hey, watch this, guys. Wait. Let's see what he's gonna say today. You'll look. You take that many L's, you'll get to the point where they're like, you know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and let him qualify first, just so we can kick his ass? You want to be that guy? Do you want to be that guy?
Not me. But I'm
Shut
just
your
saying
fucking
most
mouth
people.
then. Yeah,
But
you might
some
want to
people-
humble
but some-
yourself. When you
but
know
some
there's a team
people-
out there better funded than you, better
Yeah.
drivers than you, way more equipment than you, can acquire more data than you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But you
think
got,
might
some
wanna-
people that
yeah.
are brash like that, and I look at them. Humble to me it is humility. Because there's always going to be
Well,
someone better.
HUN, hum,
Yeah.
right? Like
Mhm.
so there's a prefix to that, right? So there's
Mhm.
there's a root to all of these words: humility, humble, human, HUM. Okay, so no, humility is a reflection of your humanness. You're not perfect, and you're not
Exactly.
better than everyone else. Now, I'll tell you like this: there's a difference between that and earned confidence. Okay, there's a difference between being cocky and arrogant and being confident. And confidence comes from achievement.
Exactly.
Okay, confidence comes from achievement. When you've already achieved something, no one can take it away from you. You can't erase it from your memory. It's already there. It's not okay. So if you know you've already won races before, you will never think that you can't win them again. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see
that's
how
confidence.
the second one is a bad thing. What
Say
do you
that
mean
again?
by the second one? Black Film said, I don't see how the second one's a bad thing. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because you have some people believe that they don't believe in humility. Because you got a lot of dudes that think like that in the real world too. It's some individuals that like to brag and brash. Like you said in your points, but that's what's wrong with black people in general on the lower level. They be like, man, they just don't get it.
I mean, well, this is what I mean. It's kind of like when you just kind of understand language and stuff. You understand application.
Yeah.
Okay. You understand application. And what you don't do is you don't confuse it with other things. So you can be humble and still be confident.
Hmm.
What that means is you're quiet. You just go out, you perform. Okay. That's what you do. You're not bragging. You get out, you focus on what you do, you get out and perform. Because the reality of it is that even in racing, right?
Hmm.
See, it's a timed event. You're not technically okay. You're racing against people, but since it's a timed event, what you're racing against is time. Because if we race against time, and you're the best at racing against time, your probability of winning is far greater than those who were not able to do it. So that means that you'll be faster. And if
Exactly.
you're faster, you'll run up in the front. And if you run up in the front, well, guess what? You're not racing against anybody. And then the mindset at that point becomes push yourself, get faster, faster, faster. I always coach my drivers. I'm like, look, I don't want you racing against people. I want you to get past them and then get the fuck out of there.
Hmm.
I don't want you battling with people. No, you focus on being the fastest person out there. And if it just so happens that you qualified 4th or 5th, then that means that there's 3 or 4 people that you need to get in front of and get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Ain't that a problem with human sports in general? Like they all had this mind of competing with each other. It's a bad habit that we have that mindset. Like they love to competing with each other, but don't really want to face time. All sports have time, right? And
Well, no, it
the
depends on
problem
the
is-
nature. It depends on the nature of the sport. Some sport
Yeah,
is
yeah.
predicated upon literally competing against like one team against another, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
right,
like,
where what you have to do
yeah,
is outscore the opponent.
Yeah, that's
versus
what I'm saying.
something, yeah, versus in something like racing
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it's the first one who crosses the finish line.
that wins. Yeah, but I'm saying like in a basketball sense, in a binary, like two individuals on teams, and boxing the same way with the boxing coach and trainers. But if you don't listen to them, yeah, you're gonna get knocked out. And they fight for the time or score a certain punch, and I'm like, okay, so they have a clock here. You gotta time him like 3 minutes or something like that in the ring, right? And realistically, you got to make sure you're going to score, because they score when you hit someone, right?
Hmm.
And in basketball, it's the same thing, the same concept. You can't grab and like they used to back in the day. You got to hold your hands back. It's finesse, thanks to Bill Burr. Yeah, they want the stars to be perfect, but not really perfect. But they want them in a way to make them look good. Because the fans, they really come see the stars. They don't really come see the team. But here's the thing: you have these diehard fans love teams, so they want them to win. So basically, see LeBron. He manipulates the whole offense and defensive thing, just like Tom Brady. People get upset why they win. Well, they take effort to their bodies and they spend millions and billions of dollars to look good to help their other teammates. It's more than just them. They need guys that's willing to help them out to win, but not just to win, but even if they lose a game, they don't trip over it because they're facing time. How many times that they can win the championships or wherever their goals are. But every athlete is different. But football that's the one that's kind of
When it
complex
comes to
and physical.
when it comes to the sports stuff, I mean, and not because there's a business aspect to it, and what it has to
Yeah.
do a lot of times with is incentives that are built into contracts, right? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why
Right.
you have coaches that run offensive sets to make sure that certain players get certain many touches and all that kind of stuff to meet
Yeah.
contractual obligations and all this kind of shit, right? So there's actually it's actually far more intricate
Yeah.
because
It
it's the
is.
same way with football, right?
Mhm.
When it comes to like things like when I used to coach with my brother, I coached football for shit maybe like about 7 or 8 years, and I was
Wow.
an offensive coordinator. And it's like when I lived out of state for the first time for a short time. I was
Yeah.
coaching in Arizona, and I lived down the street from ASU, Arizona State University. So I used to go to their
Neat.
practices. I used to go to their practices and then talk to the assistant coaches to kind of pick their brains on like how they ran their know-how to offenses. Because
Mhm.
like my offenses, the way I designed them, it was very intricate. There was a lot to it. I took kind of 3 different concepts and then combined them. And then what I wanted to do was be able to kind of just call formation shifts on the fly, with very little, with as little like signals or as little, as little signals or as possible. So they used to explain to me like how they would do this type of stuff. You know what I mean? And what I found is
Yeah,
like,
I know
man,
what you mean.
when you get into the higher levels of shit, dude, there's way more built into shit. And so people who really
Mhm.
don't know, like they'll just kind of, they'll just sort of like, the media has an interest in selling you a narrative,
Exactly. That's what they
Okay.
do.
right? The media has an interest in selling you, the consumer, narrative. But then once you get engaged with it, you find that there's something else altogether. That's what I mean, like racing, for example. Okay, I like to talk about that as from a sporting aspect because it's something that really I've spent, I would say, probably at this stage of my life, the most hours engaging in terms of the sport. And what I know about it is that it's far different from what it is that you see on TV,
Mhm.
and what the commentators tell you about is what's going on the track and all that. When you
Yeah.
actually get involved with it from the point where you're building something, like all the math behind it and shit,
Oh yeah, yeah. It's totally different. Totally
it's
different. I'm gonna
different.
tell you
That's what I
why.
mean. It's
Yeah.
kind of like,
It's
no,
totally
it's
different.
actually works completely different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just like anything. Like I don't want to say industries, corporations. They'll tell you. I worked as a barista for 2 years, and they told me the same thing. If you ever do anything professionally, and the guys say no, and they tell you, even the analysts, they said, if you ever meet LeBron, and them guys, they'll teach you a different thing versus the high school level. They make you think more than you do in the real world. And I said, wow, really? I said, yeah. They teach you geometry,
Well, that's
algebra,
like,
in certain sports.
that's
Yeah,
with anything. That's with
yeah,
anything in life. The higher you go up
yeah.
to something, the more there is to learn to it. And so
Exactly.
the problem that oftentimes people have is that they think they know everything about something,
And
but they haven't
they
actually
don't.
moved up in it to have actually acquired the knowledge to say that they know everything about it.
I can tell you this, the same with the military. You know, there's levels to the military, and I had some in my family. They told me the same thing. If you out here
Yeah, it's
killing
called rank.
fucking terrorists, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like different terrorists, they tell you there's certain missions, stealth missions, but they
Yeah.
want you to learn the math and the reading. And, you know, they make sure you got to do both, because if you can't do none of those things, you will not
Well, you can't be
make it into
18.
society.
You can't be 18 and be a general. Okay, let's
Exactly.
start there, right? Like, let's just
Yeah.
say you. Okay, so like if you were a country and you had a government and your government had a military and your military was in the habit of hiring 18-year-olds and then putting them into senior positions, your country's going to fall to another country like within like 10 years. Okay, so
Yeah.
there's a thing called rank and file,
Yeah.
right? There's a thing called hierarchy.
Hmm.
There's a thing called a knowledge tree. This is just how fundamentally how the world works. Fundamentally,
Exactly.
no matter what, it doesn't matter if it's industry, if it's sports, or it doesn't matter what you do, whatever you engage in, you have to ascend to learn more about it, and you can't just come in and think you know everything about it when you actually haven't ascended in a path where it suggests that you've actually learned about it. Right. So yeah, so unless people can actually speak details and then show receipts as or results and say, well, look, here's how I know this. I did this, I did this, I did this, and I was working with this and working with these people, or I did this, or I was, when I was living over here, I was at this institution here and I did this. Okay, that indicates that you know what the hell you're talking about. Now, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying when people say things. Okay, when people say things, oftentimes people will believe them.
I choose not to believe them. I actually ask the people that's connected to the top, the top people, but if you get into it or interest or through, I wouldn't say like just college or anything professionally, you have to go through certain ranks.
Well, this is not even professional. You can say content creators on YouTube. I'm saying anyone and anything, anyone who claims to be a quote unquote subject matter expert on anything. Mm-hmm. Okay. The only way you, not knowing a person, can verify whether they know what they are saying is if they actually document it in some way. If they actually do some sort of, I don't even want to say even experiment. You do content on it.
Right.
Where you're actually explaining what you do, or you kind of do a demonstration of something. Right? That right there lends credibility to the expertise that you claim. But if your conversation like lacks nuance, for example, okay, and then you don't actually do anything that shows that you know what it is you're talking about, like I said, that I kind of don't take you serious.
Right.
Yeah, I don't take you serious.
Mm-hmm. And usually people people get overzealous of thinking they know everything. It's always willing to ask questions, even if you actually, I won't say meet them, but I'm just saying you ask and they tell you it's a lot difficult than you think, but you have to have some extreme training. I had to learn that when I was playing ball in high school, the certain levels you get up there or college, they tell you got to look a certain size. That's in anything in sports, but military is totally different. You're dealing with math, you're dealing with reading people, the psychology, and the military is very complex. It's different around the world, but they have the same goal. They want to win. It's just like what Zero said, like they use morality to win, like religion, but if you take that all away, what do they have as humans? You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I like about Zero's channel. He challenged arguments, and I like channels like that. They put pressure. It reminds me of the old 7 days with the atheists and Christians go at it. They said, let's challenge your beliefs. And then they get so frantic about their beliefs. And I deal with this in the household all the time because my dad, he's like anti of it, right? And then the other half is religious, right? And they look at him like he's crazy, but so some people ain't gonna believe in everything. You just got to admit that you've lost certain arguments, and some people say, "No, I'm gonna win." I'm like, okay.
Well, that's that, and I'll do this. That'll only be the arguments that I personally engage in, right? Because look, Okay. I don't. There's nothing that I get. I don't get anything like out of like really just spending a lot of time like going back and forth with people who don't see things the way I see it.
Yeah.
I just don't,
Yeah.
right? And I
Yeah,
don't,
yeah,
and I really
it's a
don't
waste,
care.
yeah.
And it's like I don't care to convince them of anything because legit. Here's the reason why I'm saying this shit. The
yeah.
reason why is because it doesn't do anything for me.
Hmm.
It doesn't put it doesn't like I have it. It doesn't push the things that I'm trying to do in life forward. It literally does nothing for me. And matter of fact, here's what it does. If I routinely engaged in all that bullshit, all I'm doing is padding their pockets because people super chat all that shit. They cash app it, right?
Yeah.
And I guess like if I joined into the fray, right, and I gave my thoughts and they got all provocative because I'm on this whole other. Then I guess it would give it another angle, and people would throw more money at it because people would then start asking more stupid questions, which would then lead into a cantankerous exchange where I'm sitting here perplexed, like, why are you asking me this dumb shit? And then they're like, aha, I got you. And I'm like, dude, my brain can't even compute this dumb shit. And they're like, aha, I got you. And then we keep going back and forth, and then people keep throwing money at it, right? No, dude. No.
Oh man. The
No,
human
that's why
mind
I'm
is,
like, I was
is
like,
very
dude,
interesting.
like I stay out of a lot of shit, bro. Like I said, man, I don't get the notifications for all that crazy shit. So half the time, like if I pop up into somebody else or you start telling me something, it's new to me.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh, okay, well, and then I don't even really, because I'm not gonna go and then pull the stuff up to go bother to go start digging into it like that.
Yeah. That human mind is something else, man. People think the wildest things. Yeah.
I mean, like, here's the thing, right? They can. I don't. They can. Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
What I want, specifically this channel and Manosphere 3. It's like if that's what they do. We've been around long enough to already know this.
Yeah.
Right? We already know. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to force our concepts down people's necks at this point, because what's happening is like they keep forcing that crap, right? And it's like you can't you can't unless you open your mouth. No one can force something down your throat.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is my point. I let them have all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have it. I'm trying to put together the next Afrofuturism live stream. Listen, nobody talks about that shit.
No, they don't.
I'd rather spend more time putting that content together. No one talks about sapiosexualism. Look, for everybody who's listening, if you go to YouTube and you put sapiosexualism in the YouTube search, watch what comes up.
If you keep searching, you'll see Black Brain Trust. I almost scrolled down, but I saw some different videos on sapiosexualism from 4 to 6 years ago, and then when I scrolled down, I said, "Damn, Black Brain Trust." I was like,
what do you mostly see?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. I have other shit to focus on, dude. Like we pretty much own that segment of content, and because we speak about it from so many different angles, it's like we pretty much own that algorithm. That's why I was like, dude, type that in and see what comes up.
And I think I first started saying that in the open chat, I think on the Brain Trust, I said, when I read y'all's info, what y'all really about, I said, I'm curious about that. What sapiosexual? And I had to research myself. I said, oh, that's what it means. Okay. That's simple.
I mean, it's just like I said, man, it's not even something that's really, like I said, I don't know. Everybody else is fucking like confused by it. So I have to let them be confused by it. Right. But what I do is I just continue to make the content on it. I'm not going to argue with people about it.
No.
I'm going to make content. I'm going to make content on it, and it's either going to resonate or it's not. And if it doesn't, that's fine. It's not for everybody, and that's what I mean. I'm not really concerned about then arguing with people back and forth. I'm not. Look. If you type it in, we own that. I'm more focused on that. Yeah, they can have, dude, you want to talk submission and all that? Go ahead. I'm not going to talk about it here. and I don't want to have a conversation about it here. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, let other people own it. I want to own our shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, dude, like just like how 2.0 carved out their niche. Okay, we've spent 3 years. Next month will be 3 years on 420. It'll be 3 years carving our 3.0 niche out.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't care about that other shit. I care about my shit. I have a we have a whole different conversation over here, right? It's like I can't. I
Right.
don't know. I don't know other than when Platinum tried to like really make light of what we do here. That was when I brought him over here, and then we had to beat
Yeah.
him over the head with Logic real quick and send him on his
Yeah.
way. You notice
He
they ain't been
did.
back. Well,
He did good, but he's
no, you
not
didn't. No, you
dumb.
didn't. No.
But
No. Here's the thing, right?
yeah,
This isn't the venue for him. That was
Yeah.
the takeaway. It's not even.
Yeah.
There's nothing to dissect.
yeah,
This conversation, this type of content is not for that type of person,
yeah,
right? And I'm
Yeah, I
okay
see
with
what you
that. And I'm okay with that. I like to do content for the people that this resonates with. Just like when I was in the music game, I didn't do commercial rap shit. That's not the venue I was in.
hmm
I was in the independent shit.
yeah,
That's what I dealt with. I dealt with independent music. So it was more eclectic shit, different sounds and all that. And there was a different audience for it. And there is an audience for it. And that's who I was focused on. Why? Because they were my customers.
hmm
The people who listened to Britney Spears and all that bullshit back in the day, they weren't buying nothing I was distributing.
exactly.
So what I'm not going to do is go to the stores where they go and purchase music and then go in there and then try to argue with the buyer, right? To say, hey, look, you just buy my shit, like just, cash up front. Oh, give me a net 90 on it. Net 90? You want me to drop all this shit off and leave it in here for 3 months without getting no money on it? Bullshit. That's why there were certain retailers I didn't deal with. The other
Yeah.
ones, dude, everything that I was moving, it sold out of their stores. That's why they were just like, dude, I want this. What do you recommend? Oh, well, let's do doubles of this, and I'll send. So here's what I would do. If I wanted to give them a sample of something, and they were going to pay for it up front, because DJs typically would buy doubles.
Yeah,
Okay, you usually when you buy vinyl, you'd buy doubles, 2 copies, right? So you can rock. Let's say if you were doing a mix, and you want to mix an instrumental in behind another track, and then you want to bring the vocal version in behind the instrumental. You need doubles. Okay, you need 2 versions of the same record to do that. Okay, so DJs typically bought doubles. So if I sent them doubles and they were going to pay me up front for it, I would send them a promo copy. So I send them 3 for the price of 2. Right? So the promo copy is the one they could keep open. They could leave the other 2 sealed. Someone comes in, and let's just say they have a DJ who's playing in there or whatever, right? And he's playing the stuff over the PA in the store, and someone's like, "Hey, yo, who's that?" And it's like, "Oh, this is that new artist, man. Yeah, I got dubs in there. I just got that in. I got doubles of it in there."
Yeah.
They snap it up. Next thing you know, the next order, the week following, yo, send me 4 of those. See there?
yeah. That's kind of like
that shit
underground
moved.
independent.
Yo, I
Yeah,
got that
yeah.
shit, man. It moved over the weekend, man. Send me 4 copies. Send me 6 copies. Right? And then the other shit, how did the other stuff do? Some people are feeling that. I moved 1 copy of that. I got 1 of those. I moved the other stuff. Send me like 2, 3 more of those. Dude, it's being a tastemaker. That was the term that they used to have back in the day. Another term was, in the music industry, the department that really kind of crafted the marketing around an artist was called the A&R department, Artist and Repertoire. That's the reason why our record label is named Artist and Repertoire Digimedia.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because that's the area of music I come from. Okay, so it was really about how to bring an artist to market and then get it into the venues where people are going to purchase it. Like I wasn't really like on that rap shit. like, you know, as
Yeah.
far as being an artist. It was more about, okay, how does this business work?
I see what you're saying.
Right. It's like, how does this business work? That was where I got into it. I wanted to know how the fucking business worked, but not just from the, like I said, not even from that oh, I own a label. It's like, no, dude, literally from the ground up. That's why, like, so the manufacturing plant I used to go to do jobs, to get jobs done,
Mhm.
was the same manufacturing plant that used to like press all of like Universal's stuff. So do you know like the price points I used to get, because I went directly to the source and I wasn't dealing with a fucking broker. I was a broker.
Yeah.
I became a broker because I dealt directly with the manufacturer. This is how I learned, like, dude, once I learned all that shit, you can go to any industry and it applies in the same way. You just got to know the details.
Exactly. Yeah. So basically, you was like a distributor of the music, almost
That's what
like
I
the
did.
music
I did
industry.
distribution.
Yeah.
I did
That's
manufacturing.
brilliant.
I did manufacturing distribution, and I had one of the first online stores back in like 2000.
Mhm.
That stole like I was a vinyl dealer,
Wow.
vinyl records, and then, you know, I mean, I did doing CDs too, but vinyl was, you know,
Was
because
big. Yeah.
vinyl was a huge
Huge.
money
Yeah.
maker. Oh
Yeah.
shit, it was a money
It
maker.
is.
Oh
It is.
man,
I
dude,
agree with you. Yeah.
during Web 1.0, man, vinyl records. That's how I'm telling you, that's how I made my first stack, dude.
Yeah.
Vinyl records.
That
Yeah,
shit
being a
cost
record
like
dealer.
almost $1 million. Yeah, in the millions, I believe. A lot. I remember those days when I was a kid, when I remember seeing people play vinyl records from the days, like different genres, and they told me that, yeah, that's that big money. Doing something.
No, it's just like the vinyl market, man. Like collectors,
Yeah.
DJs.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, it's like there's a market for, like, you know, represses and reproductions and shit like that, and then there's like the original pressings, and so that's what I did, man. I dug up original pressings and promo records. These promo records would have tracks that never hit the albums or the 12 inches. The 12 inches would always have like B-side joints that never hit the albums, so you had to kind of know your formatting.
Yeah.
Right, because somebody would say like, "Yo, I heard a version of this one song, but I can't find this shit on no 12-inch or anything like that." And I'd be like, "Yeah, because that's on a promo." See, once I told them that, they'd be like, "Oh," and I'll be like, "Yeah." I was like, "You know, I got that though, right?" They're like, "You got that shit?" And then what I do is like, "Yeah, but I need you to do this. Go on eBay, and so you can see how much it's going for right now." Right, and then they'd be like, "Oh shit, how much you want for it?"
Yeah.
Right, because those like original promo records, those are some of the most valuable records you can find, because they're promos. The only other way you can get those tracks on vinyl is if they're bootleg. And trust me, man,
people did a lot of bootlegging
a
back
lot
in
of
those days.
bootlegging, man. Like
They-
right around
yeah, I
2000,
remember.
around 2002, 2003, man, the bootleg shit just blew up,
It
man.
exploded. Yeah, I remember those battle rap days in Philly. Yeah, they told stories like that when they was rapping.
The bootleg, bootleg market.
But yeah, they was telling it back when YouTube was creating 05. They said they had those joints. What's his name? Too Raw for the Streets, and he said they was doing that for selling DVDs of what those rap battles. I recently saw one last night with NH and them rapping those Jersey Boys, and they said the records and all that, they said it's so like crazy. I said, yeah, they would make some money back then. Damn New Yorkers, LA dudes. Yeah.
Oh no,
I remember that era. I was a teenager. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was just looking
Back
at this comment
then,
here.
those
He said, Canis Lupus, he said, just check the first 15 or so.
Napster era. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
No. In the comment, he was saying he typed in sapiosexualism. And he typed it into the search, and he said, because I just saw the comment. He goes, I just checked.
Canis. Okay.
Yeah. That's how I just saw it. That's why I started laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he typed in the first 15 or so is either me or the brain. There you go.
And then the Napster era comment by Blaze. I said, yeah, I agree. I'm from that era. I remember listening to music like that. Yeah, that was when it was popular.
Yeah.
Now it's more Android or iPhone.
Well, no, after Napster it was LimeWire.
Yeah. I'm saying now music now is app based now, like the Android and the Apple
Well, yeah. Well, it also then went to like SoundCloud.
SoundCloud,
What was the other one?
Spotify.
Yeah, all that stuff. And
Yeah,
Night
yeah.
Lives in the house. Hey, lady, what's up?
Who's that?
That's
Oh,
nice.
what's going on, girl? Yeah.
But you know, it was once like the iPod hit the scene and everything went MP3 and shit, and then Serato and I'm trying to remember the other. There was one. It was called. I think it was, my roommate actually bought it. It was the first like you basically plug it into your turntables and then you can rock like you have these time coded vinyls, right? And then you could just assign an MP3 to it and then you could use it as a record, you know. And once it went there, man, that's when like just the whole sort of like physical music market, CDs, vinyl has always standed the test of time.
Yeah, it did.
It was just that what happened was that because the DJs started just shifting towards Serato because it was just more convenient. You just pull up with a laptop, right? You just pull up with a laptop. You have the turntables there. You know, put your time coded records on. You just pull all your tracks. And you just have like an external drive. Because
Exactly.
you know, even you know, Kevin and I started doing track. Well, what we would do is we'd do both. We'd maybe pack like one crate, one bag, bring the laptop, and we rock a whole party all night on that. Right. And so but before then though, man, I used to lug like 3 and 4 crates. And that was like a pain in the ass, man, to be honest with you. So there was a convenience factor to, you know, like just like the Serato era coming in. But I think the part that I hate about it is that a whole bunch of people got to get off as quote unquote DJs and they don't have no skill. Like they have no skills whatsoever. Like if you asked them to rock a vinyl set, they couldn't do it. They can't beat that. They like the application, the program beat matches for them. Like I'll beat match vinyl with no headphones.
Yeah.
I'll do it just on feel. Like that's how I tune like my ears, my production partner Kevin, our ears are tuned like that, dude. Like I'll like queue up records and I pull the headphones off. I'll just feel that shit. And you'll see me like pinch. I'll pinch like the like I'll pinch the stem of the turntable, right? Like if I hear the cadence coming off, like what you do is you pinch the stem. What it does is it just slows the motor down, right? And you can hear which one's faster than the other. So you might have like your pitch is set right on the turntables, or like the pitch might just be off just a little bit. So what you'll do is you'll pinch it. And what that does is it momentarily slows the record down, so it'll get back on beat. And then what you do is you hit the pitch, right? And then the motor slows down a little bit. So within that gap of time, it'll adjust, and then the record will stay on beat. Or you do the opposite. If it's a little slow, you spin it, and then you hit the pitch, and it'll spin it fast. You hit the pitch, and then the motor spins, and then the record stays on beat. Okay, but that's a technique. You got to learn that shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
it takes technique to learn to be a DJ.
That's fucking with vinyl records, bro, and like how to spin vinyl records and stuff. Man, that's a whole other science.
Yeah.
So a lot of motherfuckers claim to be DJs but can't actually DJ.
Actually, they're not real disc jockeys. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they don't have the fundamental skills to know music. It's like instruments. If you don't know how to play an instrument, just like pianos and all that, and they even tell you got to be skilled to know what you're doing. It's like this: if you have it or you don't. It's just like anything else.
No, I mean you can because you can see because people. No, that's not exactly true. Because as a DJ, okay, when you beat match, do you think you beat match on the snare or the kick?
I would say the kit.
No, it's the snare drum. Because the snare drum is the only constant drum.
Oh, okay.
The snare is the only constant. The snare always hits. Right? The snare is always hitting on a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
So why they need the kit?
Huh?
Why they need the kit for? Like if you say the drum is better.
Pocket. The kick is the pocket.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But there's a top and a bottom to a song, right? With every instrumentation, right? There's a top and a bottom, a high and a low. Okay, your drum is you have a snare, you have a kick, and then you have like your cymbals and then everything that fills in between. Okay, but your snare keeps you constant. That's why when you beat match, what you do is you cue the record up to hit the snare. You go like so when you see a dude like and he's like okay. So on the record, what you do is you take a piece of tape from the inner part where the circle in the middle of the circle, and what you do is you have a line that marks where the break is, right? And so when that line crosses the needle, you know right there, right there. Okay, so when you hear the snare on the track that's playing, and you want to start to blend in another record. You're gonna bob your head and you're gonna listen. You're listening to the snare on the other record, and then you have the snare queued up on the other record, and then what you do is you start scratching the snare on the pattern of the other snare, right? And then you'll do it for a count of four. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'll let it go, and then that snare and the other snare should start hitting at the same time. And then what you have to do is listen for which one is faster than the other. Okay, so and that's where this is where song selection and shit comes in, because what you can't do is beat match all songs, and what you can't do is certain songs so let's just say there's two songs you want to play. One is like 85 BPM, or let's say 93, 94 BPM. And then there's another song you want to play, and it's like 85 BPM, 85 beats per minute. Okay, you have a 10 beat per minute gap there, right? So that means the one that's at 85 beats per minute, you got to pitch it up. That means on the turntable, there's a pitch line over on the side. You can either pitch negative or pitch positive, and I think you can go like +5 or -5. I think I have to look. I had Technics 1210, so I think it's +5. Okay. So what that means you have to do is you got to pitch up on the track that's 85 BPM, or you have on the other turntable, you pitch down, but you don't want to pitch down on the other turntable because you've already been playing that track in like 94 BPM. So you want to pitch up on the other track. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Right. This is where song selection comes in. You always want to you have to kind of take people on a ride, right? So if you know, like, there's a sequence of songs you want to play, and let's say the sequence is like 5 tracks long, right? But that first track you play is kind of up tempo, but then that 5th track is kind of mid tempo. Okay.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So what you do is you have to blend it in. But see a lot of DJs, they're not selectors, man. So they really can't see. You have selectors. Right, DJs, right, and then you just got like the dudes who basically what they do is they do pause cuts. So what they do, they just abruptly cut a fucking song in. That's most DJs. They can't blend for shit, dude. They don't have the ear.
That's
for
a shame. That's a shame. You know.
Well, no, it's a craft. You got to develop that shit. Like how I just explain how to do that. I have DJs that can out scratch me. I'm not like a battle DJ like that. I can cut.
Oh, okay. So
I
you
can cut, but I had homies that were like enter competitions though. Like the dudes I used to DJ with. They did competitions. I can never do what they did, but them and I could, like I said, I can do like I can cut shit in like how I needed to.
Yeah.
But I didn't do like
let me ask you this. You ever heard of DMX Machine?
DMX Machine?
Yeah, like a hip hop machine, like DJs use. I've heard of a DMX machine, not the rapper, but the machine.
No, I think, man. I looked. If I recall, a long time ago, I think so.
Yeah, because that was new? No, it's an old machine to use. I think DJs use. Everybody uses it. Yeah,
older. Yeah.
It's before the blending machines. I'm so curious about it. I'm like, rappers said that was like probably the first or some of the machines you ever used for tapes and stuff. I said, okay. And then what you're saying is very correct, you know, with the blending. I said, okay, that's what they do. And, you know, it does take a skill. You know, I couldn't DJ myself. You know, you got to know music selections, the blending.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You got to, all that. And like on a deeper level, man. Okay, so to me, That's what I kind of called it wizardry or sorcery, dude. Like I kind of jokingly, but then not so
Yeah,
much, right? Because one time, like
yeah,
we was in the studio, and you could even see it. Like there's on my channel, there's a DJ set I did,
yeah,
and it was from my studio, me and Kevin's studio, from like shit, like 13, 14 years ago.
hmm,
And you can see all our like, well, you can only see like just a part of it, dude. But the shit was full of vinyl, and then there was another wall where our MPC, we had an MPC. Trying to remember all. Primarily, we use an MPC, and then we had a console, got an M audio console, an automated console, and a Pro Tool
yeah,
setup. And then we used Logic. That's what it was. It was Logic Pro Tools. We had an automated M audio console and an MPC 2000 XL. Right, and that's what we use. And
yeah.
then
I mean,
we had keyboards, and then we had like a bunch of hand instruments, like
yeah,
claves, cymbals, shakers. Um, we would use like a bunch of like hand instruments and stuff.
yeah,
Um, what else? And then we have the 1210s, Technique 1210s. Um, what else do we have? Had a Vestax 06 Pro. That was the mixer we were using. And then I think we upgraded to what was it? I'm trying to remember what mixer we then started using. Because then it had like an effects module in it and shit. It had like 3 channels on it. We started doing like a bunch of crazy shit. Like with that 3rd channel, then I had all the effects triggers and all that stuff.
yeah,
I'm trying to remember because like the Vestax was more of like a battle. It was it was really a good mixer. You could use it for battling. Right. It was
yeah, like,
Vestax, the 06 series of mixers back then
yeah,
were battle mixers, right? But you could use it just for regular shit. But it was very basic. It was just all the components in it were high end. So you could sit
yeah.
up there and just beat the hell out of the faders, the crossfaders and shit.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah.
about that Juice movie with Omar Epps and I think Tupac, and he was a DJ. Q was a DJ, right? And
Yeah.
he was competing with the mixers. I said, yeah, I miss them days of what
Yeah.
you call say hip hop and all that. But I shouldn't have said, yeah, the DMX machine. That's like a drum machine. That's old,
Yeah, I was
super
gonna say,
old.
I think it was like
Yeah,
it
it's
was like a
old.
drum
It
machine
was
or
a
something like that.
classic, and I think DJs use it at a time when certain records, and I think they got away. It's still around. It's just they don't use it as much. I mean, with the blending, what you were saying about the DJ, and I said, yeah, that all goes together
Yeah, no, I
because,
mean with the
yeah,
now
yeah,
deep blending, man, that's strictly records, man. Like
yeah,
that's the mark of a true DJ, man. When
yeah,
you can blend musics together and shit.
yeah,
And
blending
that was
records,
really
yeah, yeah,
yeah, and that was really like the craft that I focused on, man. Like cutting and mixing and all that. I mean, well, cutting was like, okay, yeah, I can cut a little bit, but I wasn't trying to be like a battle, really, dude. I was really trying to like be able to do like sets, like a legit set.
yeah,
And then the other part to it is like I never planned sets. I never planned my sets. So this is where my boy Kevin and I, man, we used to kind of dig off into that shit. I remember like he was like, I think, man, we were just high as fuck. And we was in the studio one night. We were just just digging and shit. We used to just like get into a sesh, dude. Like pull records, roll one, pull records, light an incense up, listen to some shit, fire up the shit. And we just be listening to shit, and then I just might hear some, or he'll hear some. I'll be like, "Yo, hold that, run that back," and then we'll run it. Oh, that's my mentor. I'm gonna give him a call back in a few. Be like, "Yo, run that back." We play that shit again, and be like, "Yo, hey, loop that, record it." So then we just play that shit, and then just do it real quick, and just loop, and then that's how like our beat sessions would start. It wasn't even like intentional. Sometimes, dude, we just play music, just be chilling or just doing whatever, and then sometimes we just catch one, dude. Like we hear some shit, like, "Yo, did you hear that shit? Like, hold up, run that shit back," and then play it, and I'll be like, "Hold up," and I'll run it back, and then I might like go to the mixer, and what I'll do is I'll like drown out the treble, right? Just go all bass with it, right? And I'll be like, "Yo, that's a dope bass line right there." He'd be like, "Yeah." Right, so we snag the sample, but we're snagging it for the bass line. Like you just hear something in it, you may not use the whole thing. You might just actually take the bass line and then just put a drum loop over the shit. And then that's where,
yeah.
matter of fact, here, I'll give you a joint real quick. Let me pull one up. one just stood out to me. Let's see here. All right, let's do this. We'll find it here. Killer B's got the best sting. Capadonna.
Yeah, he's cold too. I like Wu-Tang. I got some of their classic joints on the CD.
Oh wait, no, it's not
Yeah.
this one. All right, let me see here. Okay, here's one. This was like on a early beat tape. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna let this one rock out, man, because this is. And then, yeah, I just actually dug up some other shit, so I'll play that. And then I'll probably shake out here in about another 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab lunch. Me and my little one, she's on lunch right now. And then
Yeah, I just had some
my
sound
mentor
earlier.
my mentor just called me too, so I gotta.
He called you. Okay.
What it is, man? It's one of those things where it has something to do with something I want to talk about in the brain trust, but not right now because I don't have all the details again.
Okay.
Yeah, so then so we were talking. We were talking like shit, man, 2-3 times yesterday, and then he's calling me back. So obviously he's calling me about something here. He may have found something out. So it's like I don't want to like open my mouth and say shit, dude. So.
Yeah, but your mentor with that thing you show about the better option for COVID, that's passed around all over U.S. right now. I think companies have it. I think my dad's workplace have it at the Department of Health in Georgia, and they sprayed this what you call it what do you call it? Hand sanitizer, that thing, that machine. I said, man, everybody got it from Complex's mentor. I'm assuming. I was like, what company you work for?
It's the whatchamacallit, dude. That's a
Yeah.
shit. It's a UVC. It's a light.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get. That's another thing.
And I was seeing that all over the U.S. I said, did they get it from that guy? I hope they, because I know he got connections. I know, but it's all over. You know, like I've seen it. Like, wow. My mom was telling me about it because she was, yeah, she seen it in Georgia, something similar to that. I said, really? I hope it ain't from that guy. You know, because your boy got connections, man.
He didn't like completely invent it though. The whole basically he invented like the ones that you saw in the video, all the various ones. He engineered those. Hold on, JBA, yo, this is one of those records I'm telling you about, dude. So Madlib did a bunch of just low key remixes, and then he pressed up a vinyl on the low, dude, and threw this on vinyl. So
who made this beat in background?
No, it's Madlib. This is all Madlib.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! So that what he did was he took some of his favorite tracks and flipped them, and then threw it on vinyl, dude. And it was just like low key. This shit came out in 2000. That's what I mean, dude. I used to hold this. This is the type of shit I used to sell, dude.
This type of music, shit. I would have bought a whole track. Shit.
So you hear this right here?
I hear it. Yeah, I hear it.
So this is wait. Let me. I'm gonna run it back real quick. So here's what it is. So this is actually a loop. Don't ask what made him think to do this, but we were just playing some shit. And so he heard like a loop, right? So he goes, wait, hold up. So he's just playing the shit. And then I was trying to figure out what he was hearing in it, right? I was like, dude, I don't know. But what he ended up doing was he actually played it backwards. So the loop that you hear is actually what he heard it, and he was like, oh, you know what I gotta do? I gotta flip it backwards. So he flips it backwards, and then he puts like this kind of phase effect on it, so it kind of has like this chop effect. so it doesn't play all the way. It says dun 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 dun. So it kind of just drops out and it creates a pocket, right?
Yeah.
And then he took. I'm trying to think. No, all he did was play the clavs over the top. So he took a hand instrument and played the clavs, right? He filtered the sample, and so you hear like this rolling drum bass, and then all he did is just play like a simple drum behind it. But this is what I'm talking about, dude. Like, oh, here, I'm gonna play it right now.
Listen to the sound.
See, it's a kick, snare, kick, snare. Very simple drum pattern, but listen to how he flips it.
Listen to the sound.
So you can hear the bass line, it's actually backwards.
Yeah.
So the only thing playing forward is the drum and the kick. Everything else is actually looped backwards. And I'll drop this one too.
I hear it now.
So there's like 3 layers of the same sample playing on top of each other.
I feel it now.
Yeah, man. This is
that's
shit.
cold. That's cold.
That's
some
like
cold
2000.
shit. Yeah.
That was like 2007. I want to say, man.
Woo! I was 19 at the time. Damn, I'm 32.
Yeah, that was
Time
2007.
goes fast,
Sure.
yeah.
Let me find another track. Hold up.
That's 14 years ago. Shit.
Yeah, that was like 14 years old right there, man.
Damn.
Yeah, let me find another one.
And it still sound good. It still sound good though.
Wait, here we go. Here's one right here. Yeah. Here, let me play this one right here. Hold up. So this is one he did. This is probably older. This is like the first track. This is the first track we actually put out on our label. So it's this cat from New York, this cat named Scatterbrain. He went to audio. He was in LA for some time. Went to audio engineering school with Kevin.
Yeah.
They linked up, and these dudes did a few tracks together. But so this was like some Indian record that we sampled. See, and that's just the clavs. He's just playing the clavs.
Hey, yo, son, we rocking it. Kev one dropping it. After atheist salon with a divine conglomerate. Profit out the profit with a sleepy hollow scheme. Got Saddam regime in a pocket full of green tryptamine. Undertaking audio visuals, the high tides of the green world. Shower my physical crucifixion jewelry. Late nights in India. Travel the globe to spread the red lotus insignia. We don't give a fuck. All the true has been dead. And real hip hop is hard to find like Jewish skinheads. Till I rap in the cipher. I'm practically Geiger, tragedy writer. Dismounting a whack MC biter. True lies, too high. I'm a gravity fighter. Coming out
this
the
is like
mountain
2007.
sniper. A kamikaze. Off the Oxycontin, poison your dominion when I'm voicing my opinion. People get mad and want to start fighting when they really need to hit the lab and start writing. Scatter brains the felon, you know you can't tell them shit. Words like German parabellums, burn your cerebellum quick. And I extract music from the testaments, then poets get punished with famine and pestilence. By gentlemen, that's extraordinary, more than scary. Mouthpiece, microphone, mortuary.
Yeah, man, this is like 07.
That's sick. That's some sick shit. That's something I would listen to back in 07. Yeah, that's my type of music. Yep.
And then I'll play some this is like, all right, so then I'll play a couple more of like our more electronic type stuff. Yeah, I'll play this is like more of like our electronic type shit. It's like
Electronica.
instrumental. It's just
Yeah, electronica music, like electronics and house almost. Yeah.
Well, no. It was really just kind of like experimental.
Oh, okay.
This stuff is like it's acoustic instruments, samples,
Yeah,
everything.
I know what you're talking about. Now you playing to my shit now.
So basically, so this song, it's called Psychedelic Anna, and so when me and Kevin used to live together, like we had a bong, dude, that was like 3 feet high, and like the bong's name was Anna. That's why the song's called Psychedelic. It's just I don't know, Psychedelic Anna. Man. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I believe
it's
it.
basically a song named after our bong.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, and I'll give y'all one more joint, man. Then I'm gonna go. It's time to go get lunch for my shorty. You let me post this one. Jay Sean, you say you used to spin house, bro? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? What type? Who? I'm a Theo Parrish. I'm a Theo Parrish. Shit, man. Wait, don't let me get started on house, bro. Like, who was you spinning, bro? Like,
shit. Yeah.
Ron Trent, Osulande. Man, who was you spinning, bro? See, I want to play that kind of shit, but I'm afraid, like, Manosphere people, dude.
They're weird. They're weird.
Their musical palette is garbage.
It's limited. They're weird.
Yeah, it's limited.
They niggas. They from the mainstream. They don't know about real music. See, I have a different music palette than they do. And they ask me what I listen to. I say house, electro, like electronica, or underground rap. That's my shit.
You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you some experimental shit that we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you like 2 experimental tracks, dude. I'm just kind of giving you the range of everything we did. We've even done like some jazz collaborations and stuff.
Yeah.
I would have to dig to try to find that too. But so this right here, this is more of like some. The only thing we could really call it is just electronic or experimental, right? Like
yeah.
This one right here. Let me show you and play it.
Oh, Jay Sean said, yeah, back in 97, 01, I used to spin electronic and deep house. Okay.
Yeah, I fuck with everything.
Yeah. Same here.
It's my music.
Like we just trying to fuck with people's heads, dude. They're trying to make some shit like you haven't heard before.
Yeah.
Like just I don't know, like okay. This joint, the next joint I'm gonna play, like literally the thought was like, dude, like we just came from it. Like we're stationed on another planet. We've been there for some time, and so we're really just trying to like make music influenced by like the environment on a different planet. Right? That was really the thought, like with this shit right here. Here's another one. Like this is like somebody like they're just bored on a way station in space or something. They're like, fuck it, let me just make a track. So like they'll make something like this.
You have to know the secret.
Because it sounds like a space transmission. Like a data transmission from space. Like listen to it.
The real drum.
Here we go.
Really, all you're selling is a man believing it.
Yeah, so this was like the more experimental sounds we were doing.
Whew, it's cold though. Yeah, that's something I would listen to. Average niggas
Well,
would listen to.
I just dropped the links for everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
all
they
like I
were
said, all
great.
that stuff I have it on a playlist on my channel, and
Yeah.
it's all there. Let's see. Here's another one. This is some more rap shit right here. I'll play this one, then I'm gonna go ahead and end this. It'll be 12 o'clock.
What you
Yeah.
gonna do? Quick and ceaseless magnitude splits the core of the earth. Needless to say, slippers come. Dime a dozen, 1 million people gone in the time it takes for a commercial break. Would deliver bodily shock for most minds to fall into isolation. As all calamity doesn't penetrate them. Protect your wife and children and guard the gate, but there's still no escaping. The only way is to not be afraid to tread. We're the only recognized
It's cause and
It's
effect.
cause and effect.
No assets.
Financial concerns get burnt to a malt in Earth's cauldron. No planes, no hovercrafts, no boats. If you want up, you better build a catapult.
He'd rock
And
a parachute.
But yo, I'll be back. I'ma go consult
With the regional masters wherever there's hope.
They'll always admit that they don't hold the answer. The days of the instruction manual are over.
Without that,
nothing is absolute, which automatically
automatically
eliminates more than half of you. Peace to DJ Abaco and Antelope, Skype and Vigily. This is Tri-City Conference and keeping each other in our city's loop. So we're
not
prepared for any, not scared of
who.
who. Peace to Typhoon, Hooligan, Stacking Loop. I'm reminded to use what I have and make do. And shout out to Best Out, ENT. I'm reminded we can't
Always please everybody.
Peace. Pulling wool over eyes with snide CGS reviews on chances of sudden disaster. How could they find it hard to imagine when every seismologist admitted this could happen? This ain't 2012 cinematics, unlike opening night at the box office. You can't profit off this in the thick of the madness. And your ass can't even turn to glance behind quick. No time trying to dodge collateral damage. No room for slight flaws. The cause takes too much for granted. But that's what you get when you believe what was handed. A metal death trap with
Seatbelts that don't fasten.
Since the choice is yours, what are your actions? Would you go out on your own or in an orderly fashion?
Uh-oh. All right, man. I'm gonna stop hitting y'all, man.
Yeah, it's 12:01 in your time. Mine's 3:01 Eastern time.
Yeah, no. I was just, like I said, this was kind of just some music and chop up.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah,
really,
open
I never really
dialogue.
like play a lot of like our tracks or whatever for some reason. I think because when I started doing the Sapio live streams, I was doing that first, right?
Yeah.
And then I started just kind of like saying, you know what, I'll just play more of this and more of this and more of this. And as like I've kind of just started playing more and more and more stuff, I kind of got away from playing my own shit. but but it was cool because maybe a lot of people haven't heard it, so I just got a chance to like
Yeah.
hit people to what it is that we were doing. Um, like I said, like a lot of that shit you heard was really it was Kevin. Most of the
Yeah.
stuff that says Kev's one, Kev's one, Kev's one. Okay, that's all his stuff, and he's actually doing some stuff for the Brain Trust. He's
Neat.
he's actually doing some stuff for the Brain Trust right now. There's a couple of past live streams where he's doing like some music shit behind it. And he's gonna be chopping up stuff. And he's gonna be like making like just some art, like some music projects with it. So that's why I kind of wanted to kind of showcase him because he's actually gonna kind of start getting involved from a creative standpoint with the Brain Trust. Right, like he's not like a panel dude or nothing like that, right? But
9 p.m. in your time, Jay Shine. Damn, you in Germany?
he's in Germany,
Okay.
dude.
Woo.
Yeah,
Well, I'm in Georgia. It's like 3:02 over here. I know yours is 12 in
No, it's
Pacific
noon.
time.
It's noon right now. So
Yeah. I'm still in the afternoon.
yeah, no, we just it's just hitting noon now. There
Yeah.
was one other thing. What was I gonna? Let's see. I posted the link. I just posted the link to that track right there. That's the homie Gautama, that was the cat that was rhyming on that track. His name's Gautama.
Yeah, he's cold.
Yeah, that was him spitting. And shit, there was like one other thing. Damn, I kind of lost my train of thought on it. Oh. So, I think JBA and Jay Shine, they was like, do the house music shit. Let me see here,
Mm-hmm.
because I said I wasn't sure if I should do it, and then he said yeah, and he said no, do it. House music is okay. Fine, I'm doing it because I've been wanting this, dude. I look, I literally have a playlist that I want to do. It's like I said, man. It's like it's Theo Parrish and maybe some Omar S, some Ron
Yeah.
Trent. Like it's some real it's some eclectic house shit, dude. Like real dope. Like real kind of like challenge your mind type house music. Like Theo Parrish is like the god, dude. Like in my book.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I've heard of his stuff. Mhm.
But okay. Oh, hey, we're learning every day. What's good, man? Yeah, it has been a minute, man. We're going live. We're actually about to shut down, man, but we'll be live like later this evening. I'll go live later on. I was just kind of going live during the day because I had a little bit of time, but now I gotta run. We gotta go get lunch. All right. So
Yeah.
hey, hit the like button on your way in or out, even though we're about to close this down. And we'll check you guys out a little bit later on this evening. Peace.
Peace.